This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert and Nunn Insurance in Glasgow.
Team of ladies who are 35 or older, which is the requirement to play in this ball game. The two teams, Bruce, being introduced as we speak. I'm joined here by Bruce Tribune, and always a lot of fun to come out here and watch this women's game. And first time we've had a women's game in a couple of years. And of course, after this one, we'll have the men's game, which we'll always have between Gross Oil and Bob's Gun and Tackle.
Yeah, we can call the men's game old timers, but I'm not going to call it an old timer. I just they're the older of the group.
There you go.
But no, you're right. It's always a pleasure to come out and do this. And, Randall, of course, a guy we worked with, helped get this started with Jimmy Farrell and Carl Napier and a couple of them. Larry, of course, they got this going 7 years ago. This is the seventh one, and it was a big time to come out here. And then after a few years, they started the women's game. And after Randall passed away, Jimmy and them, they got together and decided to honor Randall and name it after him, and that was a great thing. And of course, like you say, we're thrilled to be out here and do this.
Yeah, and every time this game comes around, old Randall's up there smiling down on it.
Well, I'm sure he and Jim both are side by side watching, and they're probably fighting over that. I'm sure they'll each take a team and battle just like we always did. And I agree with you totally. They're watching over us.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and introduce you to the starters for the two teams. First, for the big timers, who will be, I'm assuming, the visitors on the scoreboard. They are coached by Mandy McCracken, and Bridget Downs will lead off for the big timers. She'll be playing second base. Tara Foster is at shortstop, batting second. Mandy McCracken will bat third and play right center field. Emily Gilson is in left field, and she'll bat fourth. Piper Lindsay batting fifth and playing third base. Ashley Johnson is the left center fielder, batting sixth. Micah Cassidy will bat seventh, and she'll be pitching. Summer Harper playing first base, batting eighth. Heather Meredith batting ninth, playing right field, and Whitney Bishop catching for the big timers, batting 10th. And for the Sooners, who are coached by Maxine Underwood, again, the Sooners, the ladies who are 35 years and older, who are participating in this ball game here tonight. Merle Ritter, the catcher, will bat first. Leanne Phelps will pitch and play second base. Debbie Jones will bat third and play second base. Donna Wilson's at shortstop, batting fourth. Robin Bartley, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Chrissy Thomas bats sixth, and she'll be playing the rover position. Angie Smith batting seventh, playing first base. Melinda Cook is at third base, batting eighth. Brenda Harlan playing left field, batting ninth. And Kim Bonnell in right field, batting 10th. And now the Sooners and the big timers both being introduced by our PA announcer, Mr. Paul Kingery, and each one of these players has a little bit of a bio being announced as their names are announced as well, and we'll get that information from Paul just as soon as he gets done to let you know a little bit more about each and every one of these players. But right now, I guess we should take a timeout while we can. We'll come back and should be ready for softball action for you here from Beaver Trail Park. We'll be back after this on WCLU Sports.
Hose burst. It always happens when you least expect it. A hydraulic hose burst, and suddenly everyone's screaming at you to get a replacement now. Fortunately, the Air Hydro Power Parker store stocks a full line of genuine Parker hoses and fittings for all hydraulic and pneumatic applications in the industrial, mobile, and agricultural market.
The big timers out here, coached by Mandy McCracken, they've got basically the big hot pink shirts with the blue letters and numerals. Letters on the front saying big timers, and the blue shorts, and the Sooners dressed in pretty much all white shirts here this evening. And I think we're just about set to get going here. Our umpires for this first ball game will be David Peters and Mojo Poor. Looks like David may be behind the plate here, and I think Mojo's going to be out in the field. And Paul Kingery tells him to get out there and play a little ball, so we are just about set to go here. Again, the first thing for the Sooners is Leanne Phelps. Catching is Merle Ritter, just to run around the defense for you for the Sooners. Brenda Harlan's in the left field, Robin Bartley in center field, Kim Bonnell's in right field, Chrissy Thomas is the rover. Melinda Cook playing third base, Donna Wilson out at shortstop, Debbie Jones playing second base, Angie Smith at first base for the Sooners.
they were talking about, well, this would be interesting. Most of these girls have been used to playing fast pitch softball. Some of them played some slow pitch as they were younger, but after most of them got middle school or high school age, they played fast pitch, and that's what they've been used to. And they're going to have a little different look. And the pitcher out there, that's Jimmy's daughter. So, and I'm sure that she's going to try to make it hard on them. She'll put that arch on that ball, and it'll be a little different for them.
Softball runs deep in the Farrell family.
Yes, it does.
I think we are set to go here as Leanne is finished up with her warm-up tosses. Bridget Downs and Tara Foster having a last-minute word of strategy over there in the on-deck circle for the big-timers. And now Bridget walks up to the plate. She'll step into the right-handed batter's box, and we are going to be set to go here. First pitch from Phelps, swung on by Downs, ground ball to third base. Melinda Cook backhands it to throw over to first base in the dirt, though. Angie Smith able to pick it, but she had to come off the bag to get it. And so Bridget Downs will reach safely, and that will bring Tara Foster to the plate, the shortstop.
That is Tara Foster with Mandy McCracken.
Well, we'll give her infield hit there. Melinda made a pretty good play on that.
Yes, she did.
To get it, to stop it. I mean, that's probably a double, with Bridget's speed. She had to rush her throw, and she's there, it's down in the dirt.
Tara Foster lines one into left field. Brenda Harlan comes in on it, gets it back in quickly, but not in time to second base to get Bridget Downs. So the big timers will have runners at first and second base. And coming up will be the right center fielder, Mandy McCracken.
Well, we got back-to-back hits, so first two runners on for the big timers. So they threatened already here in the first inning. I believe that one was short. I believe that was out in front of the plate.
I think so. Swing and a miss for Mandy on that one.
I'm sure probably Bridget and Tara's played some slow pitch in college, intramurals and different things. Well, there's another hit.
The base hit into left center field. Throw back onto the infield is not in time, and the bases will be loaded. With the cleanup hitter, Emily Gilson coming to bat.
Gilson at bat, Piper Lindsay on deck.
Piper Lindsay will be on deck. Still nobody out here in the top of the first inning from Beaver Trail Park. Emily swings through the first offering.
You have to record out for the Sooners. They're pretty deep on Emily, and, of course, they've had legit base hits so far.
A pitch from Leanne Phelps is outside. Here's another offering outside as well. Ground ball to the left side. Melinda Cook comes in on it. Throws home for the force out there. It's Merle Ritter standing on the plate. They get Bridget Downs coming home from third, so the first out of the ball game recorded. That'll bring Piper Lindsay to the plate. She'll come up again with the bases loaded.
Ashley Johnson.
Piper Lindsay, part of the Trojanette softball program, of course, for 4 years, and during that time she played shortstop. She'll be entering her second year at Western Kentucky University. Piper hits one in the air to left center field, and going back on it and making a nice catch out there.
That's Robin Bartley, I believe, caught that ball.
Robin Bartley's in left center and Chrissy Thomas in right center. So a nice catch out there by Robin.
Out number 2, but that is a sacrifice, and an RBI for Piper Lindsay as Tara Foster will score on that play. Well, there's Ashley Johnson's at the plate, and she popped it up, and Merle Ritter about caught that ball to put her out. So it's 1 strike on Ashley Johnson.
The pitch from Leanne Phelps is inside.
The Sooners in pretty good shape after 3 consecutive hits to get 2 outs and only give up 1 run so far.
And the line drive to the shortstop caught by Donna Wilson. And that'll do it.
So I tell you, as we said, after 3 consecutive base hits to load the sacks, the Sooners get 3 outs pretty quick. So it's 1 run on 3 hits, nowhere else, 2 left on base. We'll be back on WCLU Sports after this timeout.
WCLU introduces an...
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Back here at Beaver Trail Park as we go to the bottom of the first inning here in the first game of the Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic. The big Timers leading the Sooners by a score of 1-0. And the first batter up for the Sooners here in the bottom of the first, Merle Ritter. She'll be followed by Leanne Phelps and then Debbie Jones.
Oh, that ball, I believe, a little flat, hit the plate, so she's got a 2-0 count.
Pitching for the Big Timers is Micah Cassidy.
And we see her on the fast pitch bound circle, I guess we'd say.
For the Lady Scotties. Catching is Whitney Bishop. Other players defensively. For the Big Timers, Emily Gilson in left field. Ashley Johnson in left center, Mandy McCracken right center, Heather Meredith in right field, Piper Lindsay at third base, Tara Foster the shortstop, Bridget Downs at second base, Summer Harper at first base, and as I said, Micah Cassidy pitching, Whitney Bishop catching, and right now Micah having a hard time finding the strike zone with this slow pitch.
He called one of them a strike. I thought was flat. That's 3-2 count now, so the count's full.
Ball line to the shortstop, Tara Foster off the end of her glove, picks it back up to throw to first. Gets away from Summer Harper, and so Merle Ritter reaches safely.
Well, we've got an E6 to start the game, so they get their first base runner on. That'll bring up Leanne Phelps. Ball hit a little harder, I think, than what Tara thought, and it bounced off her glove, and then she had to hustle to try to throw out. Merle got it in the dirt.
Ground ball, Piper Lindsay has it at third base to Downs at second base on to first in time, and the Big Timers pull the big-time double play.
Yeah, that was a 5-4-3 double play.
So that'll bring Debbie Jones to the plate for the Sooners. Debbie, of course, a former player for the Glasgow Daily Times and the Glasgow Oilers. She's, of course, the Recreation Department Director now. She and her husband, Steve, have one son, Jacob.
Well, that was a little deep. And looking for a base runner after... Called a timeout.
Debbie's walking back here to the...
I think she's going to hire a new umpire. She wasn't...
Is that what she's doing?
She's not happy with it. She's not happy with the umpire. She's going to get a new umpire. No, I think she's wanting her sunglasses.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Sun's coming out of center field, and that ball, when it gets up arch on it, it's right in that sun.
Well, Debbie, always the competitor, wants every advantage she can get here. I don't blame her.
I thought maybe she was firing the umpire right in the first inning already, but that's... Oh, Paul said he hired him, so she had nothing to do with it.
So she has no authority to fire him, huh?
Yeah, she may not fire there. She may fire Paul.
Micah Cassidy delivers, and Debbie swings, pops it up on the infield. Bridget Downs backing up on it, and she'll make the catch out there at second base. And so the Sooners are retired here in the bottom of the first inning. And we will head to the top of the second after this.
Well, it winds up being a double play. I mean, a 3-up, 3-down inning after the error, but there was no runs, no hits, one error, nobody left on after one complete. It's the Big Timers 1, the Sooners nothing. We'll be right back on WCLU Sports after this 1 minute timeout.
I ordered a lemon.
And here it is.
The best.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Really cold in here.
Maybe you two should cuddle up.
Yeah. High five, ice cream man.
At participating restaurants.
Joe Myers and Bruce Tribune back here with you at Beaver Trail Park. We move to the top of the second inning now. And the Big Timers coming to bat.
Micah Cassidy.
Micah will be followed by Summer Harper and then Heather Meredith. Leanne Phelps pitching, as we said, for the Sooners.
She's having trouble finding the strike zone now. You know, after starting off in that first inning, they gave up 3 hits, but the defense prevailed, and they only gave up the 1 run. There's a hit down the left field line.
Line drive into left field. Cassidy will make the turnaround first base, but she'll hold right there.
Slapped that one pretty hard.
Yeah, it was a well-hit ball. Here comes first baseman Summer Harper.
Brenda Harlan got over on it quick and got it back in, held her to the single. Summers first at bat, and that ball from Leanne's a little short for ball 1.
Pitch a little bit inside. 2-0. This pitch a little bit outside.
We have no walks in slow pitch softball.
Summer abiding by that, swings away, and
that was ball four. That is the other plate. That's about it. Well, we will have a walk. Well, that's the first walk given up in the ball game, and the big timers start this second inning off with the first two runners on.
Summer didn't have much choice but to take that one. It was behind her that time.
She could have backed up and swung.
Well, she could have. Here comes Heather Meredith, the right fielder.
Swinging strike one.
Whitney Bishop is on deck.
Strike two.
Swings through another one. Of course, Heather was a part of the Lady Scotty softball program for 5 years. She played left field for the Lady Scotty. She'll be beginning her first year at Western, majoring in elementary education. And the out made out there by the Sooners. Bruce, I had my head down reading that bio.
Well, Melinda Cook picked that one up and got the force at second base on Summer Harper is where the force was. So that was a fielder choice by Heather Meredith for out number one, and Micah Cassidy will go to third.
Here's the batter, Whitney Bishop, base hit into left field. Micah Cassidy going to score. And the throw into second base, not quite in time. Heather Meredith reaches safely, so runners at first and second now for the big timers.
Bishop will pick up an RBI with that single, and we're back to the top of the order. Bridget Downs, she had a single her first at bat.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Donna Wilson up with it over to third base. Melinda Cook covering there for out number two.
Bridget hits into the fielder's choice, forces out Heather Meredith at third base. It's the 6-5 put out for the second out. Bishop will move to second base.
And here's Tara Foster. Line shot, going to go foul on the left field line. Tara, of course, also a part of the Lady Scotty softball program for 6 years. She played shortstop, then moved to center field for the Lady Scotties, and she'll be starting her second year at Western, majoring in accounting in the fall.
She had a single her first at bat and scored the first run in this ball game.
Runners at first and second. 2 away here in the top of the second. A pitch from Leanne Phelps a bit outside. Foster hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Donna Wilson. She goes to third base, Melinda Cook covering once again for the outs. And the Sooners get out of the top of the second inning after giving up another run, but we've still got a good ball game here at Beaver Trail Park, Bruce.
Yes, we do, Joe. They picked up 1 run. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. So going to the bottom of the second inning, it's the Big Timers 2, the Sooners 0. We'll be right back after this 1-minute timeout on WCOU.
Hose burst.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Open so you can find there or call ahead, and your order will be ready when you arrive 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's your job to replace hoses and fittings right away. It's our job to make your job easier. Air Hydro Power Parker Store. Hoses made while you wait. Located at 584 Reynolds Road in Glasgow, between 6080 West and Highway 90 West, right next to the barbecue hut.
We're ready.
All right, back here at Beaver Trail Park, we go to the bottom of the second inning, and first up is Donna Wilson for the Sooners. She'll be followed by Robin Bartley and Chrissy Thomas, 4, 5, and 6 in the order.
I believe that one hit the plate, didn't it?
It did. The pitch was flat. I believe David Peters called that one illegal.
Donna Wilson, count 2-0.
I believe the rule is you got to have, was it 12 feet of arch on it? Is that right?
Yeah, and there's a limit in there. It's what 8 to 15 or something like that, or. Yeah, that one fell real short too. That one did have a lot of arch.
Sure did. So do we have a 3-0 count here, Bill?
That's right. We've had 1 walk given up. Let's see if the big timers walk somebody. I believe they have.
Donna's already made a couple of good plays defensively for the Sooners, and she walks on 4 straight pitches. That'll bring the center fielder Robin Bartley to the plate.
Well, the Sooners get their leadoff batter on again this inning here in the second, so let's see if they can score this inning.
Micah Cassidy trying to find the strike zone here for the big timers. That pitch hits the plate.
I believe they're going to be a little more patient and make throw a good pitch at something they can drive.
That ball hit the front of the plate as well.
The plate also hit the front corner, I believe. So.
Chrissy Thomas on deck for the Sooners. Big timers lead this thing by a score of 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. 7th annual Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic.
Well, that was in front of the plate, so she's walked back-to-back batters now, giving up 2 walks, and the Sooners now have 2 runners on for the first time in this game.
Just like in baseball, just like fast-pitch softball, walks usually come back to haunt.
Yes, they do. Chrissy Thomas steps in. There's a strike. That one was right down the center. It hit right behind the back point of the plate, right?
Andy Smith on deck. A pitch deep, a bit high, a bit deep, as Bruce says.
Yeah, they're showing a little patience this time.
That one hit the plate.
Again.
We don't have any run rule or any time limit or anything. We're just playing straight up 7 innings of softball. A pitch inside.
Yeah, if you're listening in your car or out riding around or even at home, we'll have a men's game following this. If you want to come on out, several people coming on in, bring you. There's another walk.
That one had a little too much arch on it.
Come on out, enjoy some good softball. See some people you know, have a good time.
So the base is loaded for the Sooners and still nobody out. And here comes Andy Smith, the first baseman. And we have a quick pitch and change here for the big timers. Looks like Tara Foster going to come in and handle the pitching duties. She and Micah Cassidy just going to switch positions, it looks like. So we'll make that change defensively here.
I tell you, I don't blame the Sooners for watching it. It's a whole lot easier to walk around them bases than it is to run. you don't get near as tired.
That's right. We'll see if Tara has any better luck here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
That one's inside. So we've had, I think, 1 strike so far in this inning. This is the 4th batter. That one's outside. Are they going to walk around here?
That's very possible. There's a strike on the outside corner.
I guess Coach Underwood said, let's see a strike before we swing.
2-1 on Angie Smith. This one short.
Well, they're in danger of walking in the first run. Angie Smith could pick up an RBI on the walk right here.
Ooh, back up the middle, a line shot. Tara Foster got a glove on it. Ricochets and picked up by Micah Cassidy out at shortstop. She goes to Bridget Downs covering second base for the out, but the Sooners do score their first run of the ball game as Donna Wilson's able to score from third base, and it'll be runners at the corners now for the Sooners with third baseman Melinda Cook coming up.
Well, Angie Smith does pick up a run as Donna Wilson crosses the plate, so it's now 2-1. And Melissa Renfro Cook, if she can get a base hit, can tie this game up in the bottom of the second.
There it is in the left field. Emily Gilson will get it back on into the infield. But an RBI single that time for Melinda Cook, and that will bring Brenda Harlan to the plate, and it's a 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the second.
Robin Bartley scores, so as you said, walks halt, and 2 walks have scored and tied this game up in the bottom of the second inning. Brenda Harlan, a good softball player, but also did a lot of umpiring in this area back several years ago.
The ball in the air, going to go out to play to the left side. Brenda resides in Monroe County now. Works at Monroe Health and Rehab Center.
I think she's always been a Monroe County, and I can remember used to umpiring quite a bit.
There are a lot of Harlans over in Monroe County, aren't there?
Yes, there are. Got runners on first and second. 1 down.
Harlan swings and hits it in the air to the field and gets over Emily Gilson's head. So Sooners going to score at least 1 more run here.
That'll be Angie Smith will cross the plate on the ball over the head of Gilson as Harlan gets the single and the RBI, and they now take the lead in the bottom of the second. They're up 3-2.
Now the final batter for the Sooners, Kim Bunnell, the right fielder. Runner still at first and second base.
Yeah, they told you the big timers better be cautious. These girls will put it on them.
Pitch from Terry Foster a bit outside.
That's a hit.
Base hit between short and third.
And that's my run to the
Ashley
score.
Johnson let it go under a glove out there. Linda Cook scores from second base. Now they've got a rundown. Kim Bunnell caught between first and second. Meanwhile, Brenda Harlan takes third base. And they tag Bunnell out. Harlan stays put there at third.
We'll have
So 2 away now. Good luck scoring that one.
6-4-2. Oh, yeah, they've scored another run. Yeah, they now have 4. I was writing trying to score that one. We'll just count it out anyway. It doesn't really matter. She's out.
Good and simple. And back to the top of the order for the Sooners, Merle Ritter, the catcher. So the runner at third base. The Sooners do lead it now, 4-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Micah Cassidy has it. Throw over first base is wide and gets away from Summer Harper. So Harlan able to score. Meantime, Ritter takes second base on the bad throw.
We'll score that unearned run. That should have been the third out, but they pick up their 5th run this inning, and the 9th batter now coming to the plate.
Big inning here for the Sooners. And Phelps will be the batter.
And on the throwing, as you said, Ritter able to move to second, so she's now in scoring position.
That's in the left field. That'll drop for a base hit. Ritter makes her way to third base, and she'll hold right there.
And I think that took a little while for taking that extra base on the error, and so she wasn't going to try for home on that.
Runners at the corners now. Here comes the second baseman, Debbie Jones. She's the only Sooner not to have already batted here in this bottom of the second.
Debbie hit into the double play her first at bat. She won't this time,
Back
though.
up the middle for a base hit. Ritter's going to score from third. Phelps takes second. So runners at first and second now, and still a big inning here for the Sooners.
And if you notice what Debbie did right then, she took and placed that ball. You see her back up, and she placed that ball to the right of the shortstop for the base hit to score the run. And that's where these girls, the Sooners are used to playing slow pitch softball. They'll turn around and put the ball where they want it. You'll see that a lot in slow pitch.
1-1 the count here.
This is Donna Wilson's second time to bat this inning.
I had to back up out of the way of that pitch.
She drew a walker first at bat and later scored the first run for the Sooners.
3-1, I believe, is the count here. That one's a strike on the outside corner. So it's a full count. That makes it trouble. And out in right field, Heather Meredith coming in on it. She'll make the catch for out number 3. But a big inning there for the Sooners as they played 6 runs in the bottom of the second. They have now taken a 6-2 lead with 2 innings complete here in this first contest, the women's game of the Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic.
So there were 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. So after 2 complete, it's the Sooners 6, Big Timers 2. We'll be right back on WCLU Sports after this timeout.
Hey, Kristen.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Andy with a single, her first at bat back in the first inning.
Foul tip on that pitch. Andy, a part of the Lady Scotty softball program for 5 years. She's Was tried out at many different positions, finally found a home at catcher.
A very good catcher at that.
The pitch inside. Mandy's going to be entering her first year at Western, majoring in pre-veterinary medicine. Pitch outside from Leanne Phelps.
Look like the big timers may be taking a page from the Sooners book. They're being a little more patient this at bat, but she does pop that one up.
Fly ball to left field. Brenda Harlan coming in on it and makes the catch. Looks like it almost popped out of the glove, but she used two hands for out number one.
That's what we call old school. They played when you were taught to use two hands.
Very true.
Emily Gilson will step in. Had a fielder's choice her first at bat.
I think people are still taught to use two hands. They just don't. Ground ball going to get by Melinda Cook into left field.
Hollow base hit. It was hard hit. It did go between Melinda's legs, but I tell you, that ball was smacked.
Harlan fielded it. Got it back in onto the infield. Emily Gilson on with the single, and here comes third baseman Piper Lindsay.
Piper had a sacrifice fly to center field, scored the first run knocked in the first run for the big timers.
Piper's dad, Billy, going to be playing in the men's game here in just a little bit. Hits the ball in the air to center field. That drops in for a base hit. Emily Gilson had to hold to see if it was going to be caught, and then the throw just a little bit wide of second base, so Gilson able to slide in there safely, so everybody's safe.
Just a little off line. They almost had the force. Robin Bartley had to run a long way, but still not able to get there. And throw just a little wide of second base, so both runners are safe. Back-to-back hits.
Ashley Johnson, the batter for the big timers, pops it up on the infield. That'll be caught by Donna Wilson.
Yeah, that's right. That should have been infield fly rule, as Paul Kingery says. First and second with less than 2 outs. So
2 away now, though, on the top of the third. Michael Cassidy steps up for the, almost said the Lady Scotties, for the big timers.
Micah led off the second inning with a base hit and scored.
It's ball to left field, and that'll drop just inside the foul line. So the bases are going to be loaded here. Emily Gilson at third, Piper Lindsay at second, Michael Cassidy at first, and the batter is going to be Summer Harper, the first baseman.
Micah's mama used to play in this game, for she played back years ago with New Farmers Bank. She was a Duval. Lots of Duvals played with the Farmers Bank team. Now Micah's playing.
Swing and a miss for Summer, so 1-1 the count. Summer trying to drive in a couple of runs with a base hit here. Her club down 6-2 in the top of the third. That one's short. 3 balls and 1 strike on Summer. I believe she drew a walk the first time, didn't she, Bruce?
Yes, she did.
And she'll another one.
She'll get an RBI for that one, as Emily Gilson will come home to score after the walk given up by Leanne Phelps.
So that'll make it a 6-3 ball game. And up steps Heather Meredith, the right fielder. Pitch from Phelps a bit inside.
Surprised he didn't take a timeout right there and let Jimmy go out and talk to Leanne.
Swing and a miss.
I'll just noting there's a good crowd coming in, some more still coming in. So, but as we told you, if you're out riding around, just finished supper or something on your way home, come on out and watch the softball. Yeah, there's a little breeze coming off the creek. It's cooling off, as Paul said.
I guess you'd have to call this cooling off the way it's been.
Well, it's cooler than it was at 1 o'clock.
Meredith pops it up on the infield. Catch going to be made by Melinda Cook, the third baseman, and that'll do it for the big timers in the top of the third inning. So we have completed 2.5 here at Beaver Trail Park in this Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic. The women's game, remind you we'll have the men's game coming up in just a moment. And Bruce, tell us what it looks like.
Well, Joe, for the third inning in a row, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on. They have stranded 7 runners through 3. So after 2.5, it's Sooners 6, Big Timers 3. We'll be right back after this timeout on 14 Karat Gold.
Shelter insurance.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
We've got Bridget Downs pitching for the big timers, and looks like Ashley Johnson's moved to third. I think Piper Lindsay at short, Micah Cassidy at second base. I believe we've got Whitney Bishop at first. Summer Harper's behind the plate, I think.
Yes, and I believe that's right. And you see, Tara Foster's moved to left field. Emily Gilson is in center field, and Mandy McCracken is playing rover or right center, as you want to call it, and Heather Meredith stays in right field.
I'm not even going to try to write all that down. I'll just try to keep it in my head here. Batter is Robin Bartley. Her team, the Sooners, lead by a score of 6-3 in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, that big second inning for them, they scored 6 runs. Robin had a walk and then scored.
Full count.
Should draw another walk.
That pitch hit the plate.
Here in the third inning, bottom of the third, they get the leadoff batter on.
Here comes the rover, Chrissy Thomas.
Chrissy also drew a walk. Later forced out on a fielder's choice by Angie Smith.
Pitch from Bridget, just a bit outside and deep. That one's inside.
As you can tell, these girls aren't used to having to pitch slow pitch.
No, they're not. That looked good, and it, nope. It was not.
Another
A
walk.
little deep, maybe. So, that is going to bring Angie Smith to the plate, first baseman.
5th walk given up by the big timers tonight.
Still nobody out. First pitch from Downs is well short. That pitch is flat. Bridge is having a hard time here.
Yeah, we got
That's a good pitch, hit to the right side on the ground, fielded out there by Whitney Bishop. She steps on the bag for the out there, tries to go to second base, but Lindsay had to come off the bag to make the catch, and so the runner's safe at second and third.
yeah, had to make the tag, and so she goes in safe.
That'll bring Melinda Cook to the plate. Robin Bartley at third, Chrissy Thomas out at second base.
Melinda had a single with an RBI her first at bat.
Melinda lives in Allen County with her husband and 2 children.
I'll call that one a strike.
She's a former player for South Central Bank and Grand River Fertilizer. Having a little hard time reading the writing there.
They did that quickly. Park City Bank and South Central Bank.
South Central Bank.
She'll take a walk this time, so we may have the bases loaded.
One away. And the base is full of Sooners, as Bruce said.
Brendan Holland will step back in. She had a single and RBI in the second inning.
That's a good-looking pitch right in there for a strike.
Probably between innings, I guess, when they the big timers come back in to bat, they might ought to get somebody out there and warm up pitching. That's probably a good idea. See if they can find somebody. This is the third pitcher.
Hitting the air to center field. McCracken coming in on it and couldn't make the catch. It's off her glove.
But they'll get the fourth at second.
Emily Gilson picks it up and gets back on into the infield to get Melinda Cook there at second base. But 1 run does score. Robin Bartley scores from third base, so that'll make it a 7-3 ball game in favor of the Sooners. And here comes the right fielder, Kim Bonnell. Pitch a little deep. Runners at the corners for the Sooners.
Kim had a single and then got caught in a rundown. Got her an RBI.
Looking at a 1-1 count here. Making a 2-1 count as that pitch is short. 2. That one's inside, so it must have been 3 and 2. I was wrong on the count. Sorry, she's going to draw a walk.
She will draw the walk and load the bases up.
Here comes Merle Ritter.
Merle reached on her error in the second inning. Most times she's reached on her error by the shortstop. And Piper Lindsay now at shortstop. See if she hits it to Piper and see what she does with it.
Three ball game, Sooners in front. Don't forget, we've got the men's game coming up after this one between Gross Oil and Bob's Gun and Tackle. And 4 straight pitches and a walk to Merle Ritter. That'll walk in a run, makes it 8-3, and we'll have another pitching change. Piper Lindsay going to come back in to try to throw some strikes. She'll exchange positions with Bridget Downs, who goes to shortstop. Piper going to take a couple of warm-up tosses. The batter's going to be Leanne Phelps. Debbie Jones will be on deck. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. 8-3 lead for the Sooners. 7th annual Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic. Won't be too long here before we'll have a little high school football for you on the air.
That's before you know it, that's right. Well, today's the 22nd, so we're less than a month away.
T.J. Sampson Community Hospital Healthcare Careers Bowl.
Got a public service announcement there.
We'll let you know about that in just a minute. Leanne Phelps up to the plate.
Leanne's hit into a double play and had a single. That may be trouble.
And backing up on it, Bridget Downs will make the catch and has to leap over Tara Foster, I believe it was. It was coming in to make that catch. So a nice play by Bridget. Able to make the play and keep her feet. And that is 3 down here in the bottom of the third inning. So we'll move to the top of the fourth with the Sooners in front still.
Well, Joe, they picked up 2 runs off of no hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. So after 3 complete, it's the Sooners 8, Big Timers 3. We'll be right back after this timeout on 14 Karat Gold.
WCLU introduces an online auction.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Village, a compact laptop and a PS2 controller from Apollo PC Glasgow. Glasgow's local online auction only at WCLUradio.com.
You get big discounts off retail prices when you go to WCLU Online Auctions. Point, click, save with WCLU Online Auctions. Only on
Bishop, the first batter for the Big Timers in the top of the fourth inning. She'll be followed by Bridget Downs and Tara Foster. Bishop hits a grounder to third base. Melinda Cook up with it. The throw over to first base in the dirt, but Angie Smith able to dig it out and stay on the bag. Nice play all around that time.
Well, throw a little short. It got there quick. That's the reason Melinda Cook able to throw her out. Nice play by Angie Smith, scooping that one up. So first batter up's out. 1 down.
Back to the top of the order. Bridget Downs steps up. Sooners lead this ball game 8-3. Big Timers jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, but Sooners had a big second inning, scored 6 runs, I believe, in that inning.
Bridget's had a single and hit into a fielder's choice. Oh, trouble's here. Where's your lineup, Houchins? We didn't need that an hour ago.
Joe Denny Houchins behind us here. Bridget Downs going to draw the walk.
Glad to see you can make it tonight.
And here comes Tara Foster. Be hitting me.
Oh, no, she drew a walk.
Yeah, she drew a walk. Pay attention.
Okay.
Tara Foster.
You're braver than I am. You turn your back on Danny Houchins.
Tara Foster hits a ground ball to third base. Melinda Cook knocked it down, but couldn't come up with it. Had to take several steps to the left to try to make the play. Did a good job just to knock it down, so everybody going to be safe. And that means Mandy McCracken will come up with with 1 out and runners at first and second base.
Melinda's made some good plays about that. You know, she keeps that in the infield. If it gets through batter. Mandy's had a single, and she flew out to left field her last at bat.
Ground ball to the left side. Melinda Cook picks it up, steps on the bag there for out number 2.
She decided not to try to get the double play. Didn't want to throw it away and maybe give up the run, but she does record the second out. That's a 5 unassisted on the fielder's choice. Foster moves to second base. Emily Gilson, the batter.
Emily hits a little soft ground ball down the left side. Melinda Cook coming in on it.
That's trouble.
Couldn't quite make the play, even if she had picked it up cleanly. I'm not sure she would have had time to make the play over at first.
Such a slow roller will give her infield hit, so that's back-to-back singles for Emily Gilson. Bases are now loaded for Piper Lindsay.
First pitch is a ball. The State Co-Ed Recreational Slow Pitch Softball Tournament going to be held in Glasgow on Saturday, August 6th. Entry fee for that is $200. The ASA sanction fee is $25. Entries will be received through Wednesday, August 3rd at 4 o'clock. August 7th will be used if necessary for rainouts, and call 651-3811 if you need more information. What happened, Bruce?
Well, I think Piper just flew out Robin Bartley in center field for out number 3. So for the first time, the Sooners hold the Big Timers scoreless. There was no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
And we'll be back after this time out on WCLU Sports.
Thinking about a new home, remodel?
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
For the Sooners, Debbie Jones coming up to bat for the Sooners. Hits the ball in the right field. That'll drop for a base hit. Heather Meredith's going to try to make a play at first base, and she does. Heather fielded out there in right field, and it surprised Debbie a little bit through to first base to try to get the out, and she did. So one away here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring Donna Wilson to the plate. First pitch from Piper Lindsay hits the plate for ball 1.
Yeah, what happened?
Who ran first?
Oh, no.
Right fielder threw, Heather Meredith threw around at first.
All right, we had a 9-3 put out.
And Donna Wilson slaps this one into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Donna's had a good game, it seems like.
Yeah, drew a base on ball. She flew out to right field her last at bat, but she's had a very good ball game.
Defensively, she's made a lot of plays.
She picks up her first base hit.
Batter's Robin Bartley.
E5.
Bridget Downs tried to go to second base, but the throw got away. And that will bring Chrissy Thomas to the plate, the Rover.
Chrissy scored 1 run. She has walked twice.
Pitch is just outside for a ball.
Sooners are swinging a little this inning.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Downs has it over to Johnson at third base for the force out there for out number 2. And Angie Smith will step in for the Sooners. Runners at first and second base, 2 down. Bottom of the 4th, Sooners lead 8-3.
Angie looking for her first base hit. She's hit into 2 fielders' choices, but she does have an RBI on the 1.
Pitch from Lindsay. A bit outside, I believe. Swing and a miss for Angie.
Well, after the second inning for Piper now, she seemed to have found a little consistency getting it over.
Ground ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit into right field. Heather Meredith picks it up. Gets it back onto the infield quickly. Nobody going to score, but the bases will be loaded now for the Sooners.
And Angie picks up her first base hit.
And Melinda Cook comes to bat.
Melinda's had a single and scored a run, had an RBI, and then walked back in the 3rd inning.
First offering from Lindsay is short. Second one's deep, just the opposite. one's right in there for a called strike. Here's the 2-1. Cook played off of that one.
Just a little deep.
3-1 the count now.
Well, she can get an RBI here if she draws the walk.
And she does. I believe that one hit the back of the plate.
Be the second RBI from Melinda as Robin Bartley will cross the plate. Now 9-3 in favor of the Sooners.
And Brenda Harlan will step up.
Brenda's had a single, RBI, scored a run, and also got a RBI off a sacrifice fly to the Rover her last at bat.
First pitch from Piper is inside. That one just, it's called a strike. 21 the count. Oh, swing and a miss.
Don't rub it. Must have been a change-up, you reckon?
Yeah, it probably was. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to the left side. That's through for a base hit.
Right inside the line.
Chrissy Thomas will score. Everybody else going to advance one bag, so the bases will remain loaded, and the Sooners now take a 10-3 lead in the bottom of the fourth, 2 away. And the batter is Kim Bonnell.
Angie Smith had to hustle over to the third base. Tara Foster going to try to throw her out.
Kim played for Park City Bank and South Central Bank back in her regular playing days. She's now a lawyer and living in Lexington. Ground ball to the shortstop. Richard Downs has it. Goes over to Ashley Johnson at third base for the force out. And that's out number 3. So the Sooners retired in the bottom of the fourth, but they get a couple of more runs across.
Yeah, they do pick up 2 runs off of 3 hits, 1 error, and they strand 3-2. 2. That's correct. So after 4 complete, it's now the Sooners 10, Big Timers 3. We'll be right back on WCLU Sports.
Hey, how's it going? I'm a baby in a womb without a view. So listen up.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Angus beef with fried jalapeno strips and spicy barbecue sauce. It ain't for babies. New at Hardee's. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
Top of the 5th inning we go, 10-3. Sooners in front of the Big Timers. Ashley Johnson, the batter, hits the ball back up the middle in center field for a base hit.
That'll be Ashley's first hit on the night. Micah Cassie will come to the plate.
Big Timers have some ground to make up here, down by 7.
Yes, they do. Joe, I counted up. They've stranded 10 runners through 4 innings. They've only been able to plate 1 after having the bases loaded a couple times each inning.
First offering from Leanne Phelps is a bit short. That one just inside. 2-0.
Nice scoop.
Nice play over there by Cook at third base. On to second base for the out. Debbie Jones' relay to first is in the dirt. So Micah reaches safely at first base, but she hits into the fielder's choice as they get Ashley Johnson at second base. So 1 away with Summer Harper coming to the plate.
1 down.
Harper hits a ground ball to shortstop. Donna Wilson has it. Debbie Jones at second base for the out there. On to first to throw, just barely not in time. They almost turned 2 there, but Summer Harper able to beat it out there at first base. But again, she hits into the fielder's choice as well. Cassidy out at second, so now 2 away as Heather Meredith comes up to bat.
I tell you, Joe, we've gotten into this 5th inning, and the Sooners, they've gotten loose, and I tell you, they're moving, and they're making some heck of plays on some balls.
That's going to be a base hit there, though. Heather Meredith hits that ball down the third base line and goes off the glove of Melinda Cook, who tried to backhand it.
Yeah, it was right on the line. It would have been a heck of a play if she'd have got it stopped, but now, I don't know if she'd have made the throw even if she'd have stopped it.
There's Whitney Bishop. She was a member of the Ladies County softball program for 2.5 years. During that time, Whitney played second base for the Lady Scotties. She'll be beginning her first year at Western Kentucky University in the fall. A little soft nubber out in front of the plate, actually going to roll foul. Two down in the top of the fifth inning. 10-3 lead for the Sooners over the Big Timers here in the women's contest of the Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic from Beaver Trail Park. Joe Myers and Bruce Trevue with you. Glad you could join us.
That one was inside.
Swing and a miss for Whitney. Don't forget the men's game coming up next between Gross Oil and Bob's Gun and Tackle. Bishop pops it up on the infield. Donna Wilson going back on it at shortstop. She'll make the catch for out number 3.
Well, Joe, for the second consecutive inning, the Sooners have shut the Big Timers down. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on.
And, excuse me, Bruce, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, after 4 1/2, it's still 10-3 in favor of the Sooners, and we'll return after this timeout on WCLU.
Hose burst. It always happens when you least expect it. A hydraulic hose burst and
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Sooners on top of the Big Timers. Merle Ritter to lead things off for the Sooners. Parker Lindsay still out there pitching for the Big Timers.
Well, took that first one for a ball. That was inside.
2-0 the count.
Merle drew a walk her last at bat. Picked up an RBI off of it.
Hard hit ball. That's going to get through for a base hit. Terry Foster had a beat on it, but couldn't quite get to the spot in time.
That'll be Merle's first hit. Of the 3 balls she's hit, though, she's hit ropes right at the shortstop, and she reached the first 2 times on air. She's hit it that hard, so if you're keeping a book out there, you ought to know where to play her.
Here's Leanne Phelps. That's a hard hit ball down the third base line. In for a base hit. Ashley Johnson gets it back in quickly, but not in time.
Tell you what, she roped that one. She turned around and put it down that line for a single, her second single of the night.
Debbie Jones is the batter. Merle Ritter at second. Leanne Phelps at first, and Donna Wilson's on deck.
Hey, the Big Timers, they can't afford to fall much further behind. They've only got 6 more outs.
Lindsay's first pitch to Jones is outside. Hit to the right side, that's through. Into right field, Heather Meredith picks it up. Over to first, not in time. Jones able to beat it out that time, and the bases will be loaded. Donna Wilson coming to bat. Donna's a Glasgow resident. She's employed by R.R. Donnelly and played for Citizens Bank, Park City Bank, New Farmers Bank, and South Central Bank.
Played for the Banks.
I believe she did.
I'm not sure, huh? Donna drew a walk and had a base hit. Scored a run.
Swing and a miss for Donna at that one. She's got the bases loaded here. Chance for a couple more RBIs.
Tell you what, if somebody could get a line shot just right on the grass over second base, hey, it might go. Infield fly. Infield fly.
Martha Cassidy makes the catch just for good measure there at second base. So 1 away. Robin Bartley will be the batter.
Advance at your own risk, and that ball not out of the infield. So Robin's had a couple walks and reached on an error. Scored 3 runs. That's her maiden name.
Robin Thomas written down here on the info sheet we have. To make sure I was not going to call her by the wrong name.
No, that's correct. That's her maiden name.
Robin, a left-handed batter. She's a Marion County resident as well. That's ball hit to right field, and it'll be caught out there by Heather Meredith.
Look here,
Well, trying to tag up, and she slides in safely.
That's a good slide.
So there's the competitive nature coming out. Sliding in at home with shorts on.
An RBI sacrifice for Robin Bartley, out number 2. Nice throw and good tag, and just a good slide. The throw a little on the first base side, but Dave Moore slid right under that tag. She's a catcher. She knows how to do it.
And here's Chrissy Thomas.
I believe Chrissy had drawn a walk every... No, she did hit into a fielder's choice her last at bat. I'm sorry, had 2 walks, but she has scored a couple runs.
She's a former player for Bear River Fertilizer, South Central Bank, Park City State Bank. I believe I'll hit back up the middle. Terry Foster has it at shortstop on the first. Bishop off the bag. And everybody going to be safe, and another run scores. So it makes it a 12-3 ball game. Chrissy works as a home health nurse these days.
Yeah, that's got her
Warren County.
maiden name on there, too. She's Chrissy Knuckles, and I believe her name.
Well,
that was her maiden name, Knuckles. I'm sorry.
I got you. Trying to keep all this straight up here. This ball popped up.
F4.
Angie Smith flies out, and so that'll do it for the Sooners in the bottom of the 5th inning.
There's 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. After 5 complete, it is now the Sooners 12, Big Timers 3. We'll return after this timeout on WCLU Sports.
Hey, Kristen. Hey, Amber. Monday mornings, huh? What are you talking about? Monday?
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.
Inning, Bridget Downs to lead things off for the Big Timers. Bridget, of course, was a part of the Lady Scotty softball program for 6 years, and during that time she played second base and shortstop. And this fall, Bridget is going to be entering her 2nd year at the University of Kentucky, majoring in education.
1 for 2 on the night, drew a walk in the 4th inning.
Ground ball to the left side. Melinda Cook charging it from third base. The throw to first is in time, but it was in the dirt. Angie Smith almost dug it out, but couldn't quite, and Bridget going to reach safely, and the batter will be Tara Foster.
Melinda had to come a long way. Throw just a little low. Bridget safe. Tara Foster, the batter, she's 2 for 3 on the night, scored a run. Looks at the first pitch outside.
Golfs that one. It goes foul down the left field, or down the third base line, I should say. Terry got the old 9-iron out that time. This one inside. 2-1.
You'd think they'd have found out by now that if they hit it over to Melinda, she's going to throw her out. They better start trying to hit it somewhere else.
That's about right. Mandy McCracken's on deck for the Big Timers. Ball hit hard back up the middle. Leanne Phelps makes the play at the pitcher spot. Goes to Donna Wilson covering the bag at second base. They get the out there. The throw to first is not in time. But Bridget Downs is out at second. Terry Foster reaches on the fielder's choice, and the right center fielder, Mandy McCracken, steps in. Actually, that's where Mandy started the game. I don't know if she's still in right center field.
Leanne,
many different changes.
Leanne wanted that double play. She spun around there quick, but had to wait for Donna. She's pretty deep in the hole there at short to get there.
Ball popped up. Drops to the ground.
Yeah, Paul said Merle decided to let that one go.
Yeah. Ball short. 12-3. Center's on top of the Big Timers. This ball short as well. 3-1 the count to Mandy McCracken with Emily Gilson on deck.
Mandy's 1 for 3 tonight. Had a single in the first inning.
That one short as well, so Mandy going to draw the walk.
She'll draw a walk.
And that brings Emily Gilson to the plate. Emily was a part of the Lady Scotty softball program as well for 6 years. She played right field for the Lady Scotty. She'll also be entering her first year at Western Kentucky University, majoring in pre-med, no less.
Emily 2 for 3 on the evening. She scored a run.
Emily had a terrific year this year with the bat. The Lady Scotties batted, I think, over 400, if I remember correctly.
And I tell you, that's very good in fast pitch softball.
The short ground ball to the shortstop. Donna Wilson has it to throw to third base, gets away, but now they're going to catch Tara Foster in the rundown. But now the throw gets away from Merle Ritter down at home plate, so Foster able to scurry back into third base safely. The base is going to be loaded with Piper Lindsay coming to bat.
So with Tara Foster on third, McCracken on second, and Gilson on first. So we've got ducks on the pond for Piper Lindsay. Piper 1 for 3 on the inning, had a sacrifice and an RBI in the first inning.
First offering from Phelps is outside. This one's short. 12-3 lead for the Sooners. Big Timers got a lot of work to do. They could get a good start here with a base hit from Piper Lindsay with the bases loaded and one out. That one's short too. So a 3-0 count.
That may be the first error I've recorded on the Sooners tonight.
A walk's going to bring a run in. It won't happen here. That's called strike. Popped it on the infield. Donna Wilson will make the catch at short. Out number 2. And here comes Ashley Johnson.
Well, after the Sooners gave up 1 run in each of the first 3 innings, they're close to, if they can record another out here with bases loaded, they will have shut the Big Timers down for 3 consecutive innings.
Ashley also played with the Lady Scotties for 4 years. She started out at shortstop, then found her home in center field. This ball going to drop into left field for a hit. That'll score 1 run. Tara Foster comes in to score. Everybody else advances 1 back. Tara in the fall is going to be, Ashley in the fall is going to be beginning her senior year at Glasgow High School. And now the batter is Micah Cassidy.
Ashley on the softball and basketball teams at Glasgow.
Micah will tell you has also been a part of the Lady Scotty softball program for 4 years. She's been a strong pitcher for Glasgow, and she'll be entering her senior year at Glasgow High and hopes to move on to play softball in college following her senior year.
Well, Micah improved quite a bit with her pitching this year. You know, she work on it in the off season and improve that much next year. She may have that opportunity. And fast pitch, pitchers and catchers is about all they sign.
Ball going to drop into short left field for a hit. Another run will score. That'll make it a 12-5 ball game. Mandy McCracken scoring from third base. So the bases remain loaded with 2 outs. And the batter is going to be Summer Harper.
I know the Sooners, they don't want to get one hit over their head, but you know, these girls, as we talked about, used to playing fast pitch, and you know, they dropped a couple, their last 2 base hits, it just dropped in front of the outfielders.
The ground ball to the shortstop. Wilson comes up with it to Jones at second base for out number 3, and that'll do it for the Big Timers. They do get a couple of runs, but they still trail by 7 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
They picked up 2 runs off of 3 hits, 1 error, and they strand 3 again, Joe. So after 5 and a half, it's the Sooners 12, Big Timers 5. We'll be right back on WCLU Sports.
Shelter Insurance agent Brad Gross and
Linda Cook will step up to lead things off in the bottom of the 6th for the Sooners. Piper Lindsay still pitching for the Big Timers, and her first pitch is inside. This ball going to get into left center field, and that's going to get into the gap. Cook rounds first base. She's on her way. Nope. She's going to think twice about it and head back to first. Thought she was going to try to take second base, but she got about halfway and turned around.
Leadoff single by Melinda Cook. Brenda Harlan will step in base. Step up to the plate. She's 2 for 3 on the evening. She's got 3 RBIs and has scored a run.
Pitch is outside. This one's short. 2-0. Kim Bonnell on deck. They had their count wrong again. I'm sorry. It's the fourth ball, and so she does draw the walk. That does bring now Kim Bunnell to the plate.
Kim is 1 for 2 at an RBI and a walk.
Lindsay's first pitch is short.
That would have been deep.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Sooners looking to cushion their 7-run lead here, 12-5. The ground ball on the left side, that's through between short and third, and it gets under Ashley Johnson's glove out in left field. So Melinda Cook around third, and she'll score to make it a 13-5 ball game. Harlan stays put at second base, Bunnell at first base, and back to the top of the order for the Sooners with Merle Ritter. Merle's a former player with Citizens Bank. She's a Glasgow resident and employed with R.R. Donnelly. Has a daughter, Casey.
A single for Bunnell, but we won't score the RBI as Cook scored on the era.
That's a base hit in the left field. Everybody going to advance one base as Johnson got it back onto the infield quickly. Now the base is loaded, still nobody out. And Leanne Phelps will step in.
Remember Leanne at her last at bat, she put a hard hit ball right inside the bag down third base.
Leanne has played for Bear River Fertilizer, Park City Bank, South Central Bank. She's a resident of Glasgow. She's a teacher. She and her husband Bobby have 2 daughters.
Almost the same spot.
Foul, just foul.
That was probably 3 inches further away from where that last ball she hit was. Just outside the bag.
That's going to get over the glove of Terry Foster at third base. They're going to get him out here at third as that ball is hit hard. Ashley Johnson able to get it back into Foster, who tags the bag to get Bunnell out there for the first out in the bottom of the 6th. So runners at first and second as Debbie Jones comes to the plate.
That's the first out. Leanne will pick up a RBI on that base hit. Even though it was a fielder's choice, it was a single.
Donna Wilson on deck.
Yeah, we may have to pull some more bleachers over here, Paul. There's more people coming on in, and we can do that, can't we? Bring your lawn chairs. Then you can sit where you want.
Lindsay delivers the pitch. Nice catch by Piper. They're going to double play. Boy, Debbie Jones hit that on the line right back at Piper. She made a great play on it, made a great catch, and then got Phelps leaning off of first base for the double play. So the Sooners do get a couple more runs, Bruce.
That was in that inning on the double play. They picked up 2 runs off of 4 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on. So after 6 complete, it's 14-5 in favor of the Sooners. We'll be right back for the 7th inning on WCLU Sports.
Beats in Glasgow.
WRadio.com.
Heather Meredith steps into the top of the 7th inning here. Last chance for the big timers. Meredith ropes one to left center field, but it's going to be called out there. Robin Bartley goes over and makes the play on it for out number 1. So the big timers down to their final 2 outs now with Whitney Bishop coming up to bat. Bridget Downs is on deck. 14-5 lead for the Sooners. Top of the 7th inning here in this women's game of the Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic from Beaver Trail Park. Whitney hits it in the air. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Short center field. Back to the top of the order now with Bridget Downs.
The big timers stay alive.
Sarah Foster would be next.
Bridget 2 for 3 on the evening. Couple singles.
First pitch Leanne Phelps in there for a called strike.
I don't believe we've had an extra base hit in this ball game. Thought we was going to have one down in the bottom half of the inning.
And that ball off the glove of Melinda Cook on a line shot. Knocked it down. Whitney Bishop going to try to take third base, and she'll slide in there safely. Bridget Downs goes to second, so runners at second and third for the big timers. And Tara Foster will step up. Just one away. Tara started out at shortstop in this ball game.
And played numerous other positions.
Right back up the middle. Bridget Downs had to go back to second base to make sure she wasn't hit by the ball. Bishop scores. Downs going to score. And there's our first extra base hit. Tara Foster rounds the bag and stands up at second base.
And she'll pick up 2 RBIs.
So a 14-7 ball game now as Big Timers trying to fight their way back into this thing. Mandy McCracken will step up. Pitch just inside for a ball. That one's short.
Mandy 1 for 2 on the evening. She did walk and score in the 6th inning.
Ground ball to the left side. That's 2 into left field. Foster rounds third. She's not going to slow down. She's going to score. Tara never hesitated. She knew exactly what she wanted to try to do, and she did it. So an RBI single for Mandy McCracken makes it a 14-8 ball game, and now Emily Gilson steps up for the Big Timers.
Well, after getting a fly out on Heather Meredith, 4 straight hits and 3 runs.
Gilson pokes it into left field. That's going to get over the head of Brenda Harlan. Mandy McCracken rounds second. Gilson right behind her. McCracken going to round third, and she'll score. Gilson looks to score too. Looking for an inside the park homer, and she'll have it. And it's a 14-10 ball game. Big Timers not going away easily here in the top of the 7th.
No, they're not. And we talked about the last inning. They dropped a couple balls in on the Sooners, and Emily got one up in the zone, and she hit it a long way, and a long way to run after it, and she's able to touch them all. So we talked about our first extra base hit. We've had 2 extra base hits in this inning now, and with the home run by Gilson, she picks up a couple RBIs, and that makes Emily 3 for 5 on the evening. And Coach Underwood's going to call a timeout and call her team together and try to settle them down.
Maxine Underwood out there talking with her infield.
Great hits, and they hadn't had any more than 3 hits in 1 inning, but they put 5 together and 5 runs and so far in the top of the 7th.
Here's Piper Lindsay with 1 away. Back up the middle. And she'll reach. Leanne Phelps couldn't make the play there at the pitcher spot. And now Ashley Johnson steps up. Micah Cassidy on deck.
They need this one.
That's going to be a base hit into the left field. Lindsay rounds second on her way to third. She'll stand up there. Ashley Johnson pulls up at second base.
She advanced to second on the error. So
the Big Timers just 1 batter away here from bringing the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, the tying run's in the on-deck circle with 1 out.
Micah Cassidy steps in now. This pitch hits the plate.
Yeah, we were cruising right along, and these men were getting ready to play. This game may go extra innings.
Big Timers said, hey, wait a second. We're not ready to quit yet. Cassidy hits it in the air to left field. Brenda Harlan backing up on it. Now she'll make the catch for out number 2. Piper Lindsay will tag from third base, and she'll score.
But more importantly, they got an out.
And now Summer Harper steps up with 2 away in the top of the 7th. Summer is a member of the Lady Scotty softball program for 4 years as well, and she has been tried at several different positions, but found her place at first base this year. Summer going to be beginning her senior year, and after graduation hopes to attend Belmont University to major in music management.
Well, the tying run is still on deck.
Yep. That pitch a bit outside.
3-0. Summers walked twice her first 2 at-bats, and then the last two at-bats, you hit into fielder's choices.
That one's outside, too. That's a 3-0 count now.
3-1, I believe. 1-1, yeah.
That ball hit to left center field, and Robin Bartley comes in on it, makes the catch, and that'll do it.
Hit it to the wrong person.
Well, a spirited effort by the big-timers here in the top of the 7th inning, but it goes for naught as the Sooners come out on top here in this women's game at the Randall Cook Memorial Softball Classic. The Sooners victorious by a final score of 14-11 over the big-timers. Very entertaining ball game, Bruce.
Yes, it was, Joe. The big timers made it interesting here in the top of the 7th inning. They scored 6 runs off of 7 hits. There was 1 error, and
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.